Yeah, so hi guys. I'm so sorry. I was getting a lot of messages that you guys couldn't see the books that I was showing in my session. So I thought maybe this is the time I'll show you all the books that I recommended. So these are the few books that I'll be showing you. So for very young kids, this is the cloth book that I showed. This was the first cloth book that I have showed. So this cloth book is very safe for young kids. You can see that even when I'm trying to squish it, I am not hurt. There are no sharp edges to it, right? It's all cloth book, and this you can also make it at home. So this was the first book I was recommended. This is called cloth book, and this is the book you can give it to your kids even when the kid is like hardly 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, right? As they start picking up things, as they start getting into sensory stimulation, you can orient them to the books like this. And those cloth books, the small size one that comes for the very young kids, they are very good in quality, right? So those can also be used in the bath. They are made of the material जो बहुत ही ज़्यादा वाटर प्रूफ होता है, उसके अंदर बहुत कलरफुल चीज़ें होती हैं और वो बहुत सेफ़ होता है. आप उसको स्क्वीश कर सकते हैं. मेरे पास वो है नहीं इस वक्त, वरना मैं आपको दिखाती. ये बुक्स जो हैं वो आप आराम से 9 मंथ से स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. मैं आपको दिखाऊंगी कि इस बुक के अंदर होता क्या है. सो बेसिकली व्हेन यू ओपन, आई नो बहुत सारे लोग इसको प्रेजेंटेशन में देख नहीं सके थे. दैट्स द रीज़न. सो हियर यू कैन पुट योर हैंड्स इन, योर चाइल्ड्स हैंड इन, right? So this is giving a lot of sensory stimulation to young kids. You can talk about eyes, you can talk about nose, you can talk about mouth, eyebrows, and you can ask the child to put the palm like this. So this is the way your kids will learn through sensory stimulation. This is the shoe tying thing. You can see the lace, the foot ball. This is what it looks like. It's like a beading thing. Alright, so you can teach the concept of 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. This is then, these are hooks, and this is what you can give the early concept. So this is where you can hook different things, and it says hang the clothes. So there are some clothes attachment that the kids would hang in. So this will enhance their fine motor skill. So such books are early reading books, because the kids are reading the instruction down here and performing the task, and you are allowing them to read. This I couldn't show in the presentation because I guess due to the screen issue. So you can see that these are the clothes that I was talking about, which can be hanged over here. So these are early pre-writing exercises as well for the young kids. They use their 3 fingers to pick up the clothes, ensure that the hook is rightly attached over here. Then there are some shapes. So these are the types of books that you can give to very young kids who are 8 months old to 1.5 years. Then this is the different texture feel, the make my face sort of a clown thing. So it just comes out and then you make the face. So this way you can give them the orientation of what is on the face. And this you can start as early as 8 months. Right? It doesn't necessarily you have to give it to the kids. There are some different feely textures, and you can put things here. So that is the type of a book you can use for very young kids. The other type of book that I have mentioned is hardboard book. I'm so sorry कि आप लोगों को presentation में ये books नज़र नहीं आ रही थी. This is the second type of recommendation that I'm giving you all to use board books. Board books which have this big letters. So the kids can read it by themselves. It's very important when you're buying books, you have to ensure that you can clean this book. So you need to buy books which you can clean by yourself, which you're using for very young kids. And you have to ensure that the letters and the alphabets are a little bigger. And it's not a lot of text. There are very limited text that kids are doing, right? They may get the exposure of. So you can see it's a very small book. You can give it as a bedtime reading. You can give it as a reading task. So this is second book I was recommending. The third book I was recommending is this. This amazing book will change your child's life. This is Dr. Seuss ABC book. Why I say it would change the life? Because this has very early orientation for sound recognition. So big A, little a. What begins with a Annie's alligator. A, alligator, right? So this is very good, extremely vital for phonics development. And once child phonic awareness builds up in very early stages of life, they become the immaculate readers in their later lives. So this was another book I was recommending, which you guys couldn't see properly in the presentation. So you may want to take a screenshot of this book. This book is the best gift you can give to any 4-year, 3-year, 2.5-year-old child. So this is a must buy book. Another book that I was sharing is, these are few readers by Book Group. Why they are important? Because they bring characters to provide messages. They have stories which are built on sound, genre of different reading, providing a lot of real life examples. So in my presentation I have read one of the stories, Ajnabi Dost Nahi. Then there is another, they have like a set of stories that you can buy for young kids. They are very good. Now, School Hona Homework. So this is a very interesting book. You can see the kind of colors that they have used, so beautiful. All the things you have to remember in kids book. When we search on the Google, हमें images नज़र आती है, right? So एक होती है clip art images. So whenever you're picking any book for the kids, you have to remember कि वो clip art images वाली book हो, जो कि बहुत attractive हो बच्चों के लिए. This is a very practical, very colorful book. You can see that कि इसके जो है fonts भी काफ़ी बड़े हैं, ज़्यादा text भी नहीं है, और the genre of language use is very good in this book. So आप देखिए इसमें कितनी imagination create हो रही है. अगर मैं चिड़िया होती, मज़े से इधर उधर उड़ती, कभी किसी पेड़ की शाख पर, कभी किसी गाय के पेट पर, न पाँव मैले होते, न खुद मोज़े पहनती. So you know, this is so good. So when you have read this story, you can ask your child कि ये चिड़िया थी और इससे ना स्कूल थी ना होमवर्क. So आप क्या होते? तो child might say कि मैं झाड़ू होता, सबकी सफाई करता. This enhances the imagination of young kids. So this readers, set of Urdu readers by Book Group, you can take the screenshot. These readers by Book Group are very, very essential for building early Urdu language skills. The other book that I recommended was, और इनके कैटलॉग भी है जो कि I can just try कि मैं इसके शॉर्ट्स आपको भेज दूँ, आप बल्कि स्क्रीनशॉट ले लें. Book Group. The other thing is this encyclopedia, the Children's Encyclopedia. This is one of the most important books that you should also have in your shelves for your kids. It gives immense amount of knowledge to the kids. It's very good for 6 and onwards. You can see the kind of content we have over here. So this is one book that you need to have must. It's a must in your reading corner. It's a must book on your shelf. Whoever have kids, this is an amazing book. This book will also change your life. It has amazing information. So this was the other book I was recommending in my presentation. That is another book that I recommended. It's locally available. It says Oxford Atlas, right? And then you can see that it's also very good. See the font size? Do you see the characters? These are the types of book you should invest in. I will just read one thing for you. It gives a lot of awareness about scale. What is scale? Why is it essential for mapping? You see? So these are amazing books for kids. They should develop early knowledge of geography, early knowledge of how things work, how world works. And this atlas is very, very important to teach early sense of geography. And you can start teaching such readers as early as 4 years old and even 3 years. Then this is essential other set of 1000-letter word book. You can click the picture of this. I couldn't show it properly, this book again in my presentation. Many people could not see. And you can see the kind of content. Daily you can, give, probably you can pick up 5 words from it. Allow kids to understand the meaning of these words. And encourage children to, sort of tell you and use those words in the context. So आप अपने बच्चे से कह सकते हैं कि I have given you 5 words. Now why don't you make a story out of it? why don't you write something agar bacha bada hai using those 5 words. So that is how they will learn new vocabulary, and they would also learn the use of that new vocabulary in the context. So this was the series that I recommended. The series comes for 4,000 words. First 1,000 words dictionary, first 1,000 words in pictures, then first 1,000 words of science and math, and first 1,000 action words. You can take the screenshot of these books. I've recommended these books as well. Then another book that I recommend is Fun with Computers. This is very good early orientation for computers, teaching computers. You can see that they will get to know about CPU, floppy disk, every single thing. What are bits, what are knowledge, what is the language of computer, and this is very essential in 21st century. So this was another book that I had recommended. You can take the screenshot. It's by ES Publication. It's very cheap. None of these books are, hardly 2 books are there which are over 1,000 rupees. Otherwise, all of them are below 500 rupees. Another book that I recommended was this thing. This is called Wipe Off Books. This is very good for early writing. So you can allow your kids to write the sky letter word, grassroot letter word, maths, boxes are given so they can write digits, they can practice some scribbling, and you can wipe it off. So this is also very good, and cleaning and management is also very easy. This is by Magic Whiteboard. So you can just take a screenshot. This was another book I recommended. And I recommended, which other book? Yeah, I guess that's about it. So I've recommended this many books. I'm so sorry that you guys could not see the screen when I was giving presentation on why reading is important and what are the 10 must-have books in your bookshelves. If there are any questions, you guys are more than welcome to comment. I think there are just 2 questions that I may be able to answer. Rest you can put in comments and I can answer. Have to make by my own? Yes. Cloth books are not easily available, but next PEP session will focus on how you as mothers can create your books. Which reading books are recommended for 2 years old? 2 years old, you can go about such cloth books. There are many story books that comes as readers. Maybe some moral stories, 365 day stories. I will also try and bring in some more books and readers to you. Those are very small readers that are available, which is very 2, 3 liner, 5 liner stories. So for kids who are ages 1.5 to 2 years old, you will have to read to that child, and make sure you're doing picture reading. So there are picture story books for 2 years old that you can purchase, and that will help you. How much reading time is recommended for 2+? There is no time for reading. You can read as long as you want, but just make sure that it's not giving a lot of burden on eyes of very young kids. So dedicate at least 30 minutes in the first half of the day and 30 minutes of bedtime reading. It's very essential. And I wouldn't say 2 years plus, there should be 1 hour of reading time, but even if you're pregnant, just put your hand on your belly and read a book. Read one small 4-5 pager book every single day. Like you eat, like you sleep, like you bath, like you go to different necessary urgent calls. Also read a book. A book a day will really make a very good strong vocabulary bank in your child's cognition. It has a lot of benefits. So read one book every day with your child. That's the most recommendation that I could give. So thank you so much. This wasn't a live session that I planned. I planned it because in my earlier session on importance of readings and books, I could not show these books. So I hope you will like all these books, and take care. Allah Hafiz. Stay safe.